It's nearly New Year's 2025, and millions of people around the world are starting to set up their resolutions. But unknowns to most people, about 90% of them are going to fail within the first couple weeks. I hate to give such a negative message, but that's because I want to see everyone succeed. And the way that we're going to do that is change our perspective on setting resolutions. Tomorrow is going to be January 1st, and it's no different than any other day of the year. So why are we waiting until January 1st to start things? We haven't been doing it the days before. What is going to be different tomorrow? And that's where I think we need to change our perspective on how we set resolutions or goals or changes we want to create in our own lives. And by the way, my name's Eddie with Effie Books, and that was one goal that I created that I wanted to have as part of my daily life, having a publishing company that I started in October of 2022. So instead of setting goals and resolutions for January 1st and going forward, how I've tried to look at this is I have a goal, let's say it's to make $1 million. That's a pretty lofty goal. And when we have something that's so big, it's very easy to become disillusioned. But if you take that goal and break it down into what you need to do in order to get there, we'll take these little steps. And maybe that's saving a certain amount of money every day, cutting back on expenses, anything. We're all going to have a different road. Once we start to identify that, we need to incorporate it into our daily lives. And once we start doing that, it becomes a routine. And after a while, what you'll see is that you might be still far away from achieving that $1 million goal, but you've taken the correct path and you're living the kind of life that leads to that goal. So hopefully, as has happened in my own life, as I've incorporated these into my daily routine and I see that I'm moving in a positive direction, that goal of $1 million kind of faded away. And it was more about that I was living the kind of life that I wanted to when I got to that $1 million goal. But I didn't need to have that $1 million anymore because I had already changed my life and I was living that way already, regardless of how much I had. The same can be said of any type of goal that you want to reach, of losing weight or getting fit. It doesn't have to start on a certain day and have a certain end. We don't need an end in all situations, though sometimes it is good because you want to kind of push yourself. But in most situations, you don't need to have that end in sight. Life is a journey. It doesn't need to have a specific begin and end. It's a long road, and we want to enjoy that road. So having something like a weight loss or fitness goal, once you start incorporating it slowly into your life, it'll become part of you. And then maybe your goal will change. You'll see that you start to feel better. You're making better choices because of these daily routines you've gotten yourself into. And maybe that perfect weight and those perfect abs aren't as important as they were 6 months earlier because your perspective has changed. That should be your goal for 2025. It's all about attitude. It's about creating our own future in our own way. But don't look at it as an end. Look at it as, this is the kind of life that I want to lead. And as long as I'm doing that on a day-to-day basis, I've won. And I've already reached the goal. And it's only good from there on end. I only can go forward and go better and better and better. And be better than I was the day before. Take a positive attitude into this, into 2025. And please stick around, because I want to be your rooter, your backbone, and follow our journey, because there's a lot of choices and changes that I am going to incorporate into my daily life with my children. We have a lot of ideas that we want to get to, but we're going to implement them just on a daily basis. Reading and stretching and studying, thinking better about what we're consuming, but making it just a regular habit and slowly incorporate it. So please stick around and have a wonderful 2025, and I'll see you soon.